Sid in Seminole, Illinois. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. This is See More Better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, because again, I still have no clue. Tonight I get to do something special. I'm cutting Crizal Prevencia lenses for your RayBan 2140, color 954, which is the light tortoise in the 50 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging, and we're going to start at ground zero. The lenses are still inside. Of course, you get the RayBan case with the RayBan cleaning cloth and your little booklet on the icons, which you will be on page, hang on, there we are, the Wayfarer. In fact, that's the one colored in there. Your frame is the one in the picture. Look at that, the sticker has fallen off. Your little B15 sticker, that, look at this, that's normally on the lens, that fell off. And of course the little plastic sleeve that comes on the left temple when it's being shipped from Italy, you'll get that on there. And of course, where's the little flashlight? RayBan, handmade in Italy, well, Wayfarer. And of course the RayBan 2140, color 954 in the 50 eye size. But your frame, your little sticker fell off there. That is the one pictured. How about that? You made the book. Your frame made the book. So let me go ahead and begin. If I'm strong enough, I'm going to pop out your original glass lenses, which I doubt I am. So I'm going to put some heat on there. This essentially is a $200 hair dryer, just because they don't make enough of them or enough sales. That's why it's a specialty tool. But I put this in there. Go ahead and close that down. What I'm doing is heating up the bridge area around your lenses to make the plastic a little bit pliable, so the lenses come out easily, and there is no easily with this frame. The only thing harder is getting the original lenses back in there. So let's see if this has come out. I can barely touch the lenses. There we go, that pops out. Do the same thing for that side. Make sure the frame is still in alignment. Oh yeah, we're good to go. We are good to go. The other thing I like to do is clean the adhesive off the inside of the frame where the lenses are. There's a little bit of glue residue. That's why it's a little bit tough getting out. Plus it has a deep bevel. I'm probably going to have to take the lens down a few sizes to get it to fit well. But you are volume 456 in my 250 million series of Make a Pair of Glasses for Everyone in the US. So I'm going to program this shape. You are never a number, Sid, unless that number is 456. Then you are Secret Agent 456. I'm going to scan that into the computer. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, and hit start. So years from now, if you ever need new lenses, it's going to be programmed in there, and I can send lenses right to your home. But if you buy any genuine, authentic RayBan frame, you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or a health savings account dollars, you'll be reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. So that's the shape that we'll be cutting. I'm going to move that onto the next screen. Your pupillary distance is 63, so divided by 2 is 31.5. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap the minus button twice till we get down to 31.5. I'm going to raise the optical center height up to 23. There we go. Now we just have to get your lenses prepped. Move that out of the way. They're still warm. We're going to spin the axis wheel to 180, which is going to be 0 tonight. Because 0 and 180 are the same number. You didn't learn that in math? Yeah, it's okay. Trust me on that one. So your right eye reads minus 75 minus 1 at 180. Minus 75 minus 1. Let's go ahead and do that. Highlight that. And of course, these are the Crizal Prevencia lenses. And take the lens out of the protective sleeve. It comes with a little laminate on the front of the lens. I'm going to stick that on there for my collection. How many of these lenses have I cut? And that's going to go into the recycling bin. Put the power drum on minus 75. Put the lens in, rotate until the spherical power comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction. That lines up well. And I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Come on, why didn't the center dot not work? Let me put some ink in that center one. Come on, center dot. That's the most important one. most important one. Gots to have the center. Let me clean all this off. Start all over again. Raise that back up, lock it down, put the lens in, check everything is lined up. Now let's put 3 dots on your lenses, and that center dot better show up. There we go. It's not happy about it, but I'm going to darken it. Come on now. My ink isn't meshing. And then there's that one. Of course, this is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left. Minus 75 at 170. Minus 75 minus 75 at 170. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Take the laminate off the front of the lens. Put the power drum on. Well, we're still on minus 75, so that's good. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction. Everything is lining up, and I'll explain all that in just a little bit. And then let's put 3 dots on your lenses. That one was a little bit better. And this is the left lens. Let's go ahead and mark this one. That way you'll know you're getting the authentic Crizal Prevencia lenses. I'm going to highlight this packet so when you get these in the mail, you will see this yellow highlighter. And of course, this is the right lens. This is the left lens. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. I'm telling you, that joke is for me. I don't care who laughs at that. I'm going to laugh at that joke. All right, so we're going to take your lenses, put it in there. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So we're going to get everything lined up just right. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. If you were to measure vertically and horizontally, it would be dead center. Your eye is just above that in inset. So I need 2 blocks, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I needed to get 2 double-sided adhesive stickers. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to line up the first one. Do the same thing for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now on the back is a silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice tonight. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet right there. Get everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. Those 3 dots are lined up. Check to make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. Now we're going to do the same thing now for the unright lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Same pupillary distance for your left eye. It has mirrored the right, same optical center height. And line everything up perfectly. And hit that button. The arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own RayBan lenses at home, and you won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. So the actual cutting wheel is this heavy grit wheel here. It's a diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind your lens material down till it's the final size. This wheel in the center of that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to wake up the computer. That is the shape of the lens we are cutting. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because it won't be seen in this frame anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens because it will not be protruding out of the frame. I only put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Now the magnet is going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Now I'll remind you, if anyone else can think of something funnier to say, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air. So let's hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing the shape, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which your prescription in this frame you won't have any. You won't have nothing, I tell you, nothing. But I do cut very strong prescriptions all day long for free, and that is a little bit more critical for that. So If you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the whole cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cycle just to wash away any optical debris, also known as schwarf, that you may begin to see forming on the edge of your lenses. Now, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. They are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are high-impact ballistics grade lenses with both 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you need to reapply every few hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, they're in Somonac, I have no idea. I'm making stuff up. So you don't have to reapply it. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now, you upgraded to the Crizal Prevencia. This is the blue blocking lens from Crizal to block today's harmful blue light emitted from today's electronic devices, from cell phones, tablets, computer screens, anything else really, TVs. So this is the best blue blocking coating. It has a purplish hue to it. Now, this is also a coating that's on the lens. They spray on there before it is cut. It gives the lens a little bit more adhesive ability while it's stuck on the block. It's very hydrophobic, meaning that water will bead off of this lens. So I will clean off the protective surface and we'll see the final color of this lens. Now, the machine that applies the Crizal anti-glare costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. Now, anti-glare is 3 features in one. It reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead, fluorescent lights and such. It also goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating. So it reduces reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. So it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture with a flash, or if you take a selfie, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens. You'll see just your eyes. It also, as I mentioned, comes with the hardest scratch protection possible. So a little lever has come out. It's putting the safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Should any portion of the lens come through the back of this frame, which it won't, and come into contact with your chin, or cheek, excuse me, it'll be nice and smooth. Now, I'm going to open this door with my mind, take the lens out. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at ice for a couple hours and concentrate, but then I can melt it. So, we're going to see if this fits in there, which I'm highly skeptical. The RayBan 2140 original Wayfarer has a very deep bevel, and I'll be very skeptical if the lens fits in first time around. It doesn't. I'm going to do something daring. I'm going to take off 0.2 of a millimeter. This goes in 1/20th of a step, 0.05, 1/10 of a millimeter, 0.1520. So I'm going to do 1/5 of a millimeter off the circumference of the lens, and I'm still skeptical whether it'll fit in there, and I'll do even more. Usually some of these lenses, it takes 0.5, so it's going to go well past the 6 to 8 minute video mark that they recommend for YouTube. In fact, we're going to go past 25 on a Wayfarer. But I want to be careful. I cold mount every lens. Some people like to heat the frame up to mount the lens. If the lens is too tight, it would cause the frame to stretch, although this is such a heavy-duty plastic. This has a triple barrel hinge. You could almost drive over this thing with a tank and not damage it. This is originally made in 1952. It is the standard that all glasses go by. It is the logo on my cleaning cloth. Now, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. It was designed in 1992. I'm wearing in color 6053, the blue crystal, because it matches my blue crystal shirt. But this is the industry standard. This is the classic. It doesn't get any more classic than this. RayBan built its empire on this frame. So, I'm going to open the door again with my mind. How many times do you want me to do that? Dry the lens off so it's not slippery. Press that on there firmly in case I need to take it down some more. Tuck this in at the outside corner using my thumbs, press down at the nose. Hey, and now it does snap in there. So let's flip that over to L. Before I forget, I'm going to write -20 for the right lens. So if I ever send you lenses again, I know how far to take it down so that it mounts inside your frame perfectly and make a mess at the same time. I'm watching you, blue flashlight. So press that on there firmly, push that on there. We're over on L. Hit the green arrow, which is started in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced again by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the frame. And the old saying, measure twice, cut once, is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you got none. You got no edge thickness. How about that? So we can go ahead and continue working on the right. I'm going to take this block off, dry that off, throw it in there, keep working on my artwork. They're starting to separate, so I'm going to see if I can connect those and press it back down. Let's come down here to the lensometer. We're going to spin the fine-tune knob back to 180, which is 0. Put it in above that black dot, which is hard to see, so I'm going to darken that. And I am getting -75. 1 tick mark away from 1, 3 tick marks away from 0. A quarter, 50.751. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0, which we in the industry call plano, which people in Texas call a city. So you have 3 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted. With everything, with your glasses off, everything is much too large. That is why there is a minus sign next to your lenses. They minify until what you're looking at, the object, is the right size, the correct size. Once it's the correct size, you have 4 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. You don't freak out when you hear that, but everyone freaks out over the word astigmatism. It just means you have 2 curves on your eyes. A spherical curve, that's short for sphere, that's the -75, and then the cylinder, which is your astigmatism, is the second curve. So you have 2 curves, and it's how you line up those 2 curves to make everything nice and crisp. And we're lining that up at the 180 meridian. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to keep that fine-tuned. Actually, 0 and 180 are the same number, so we're staying there. The first 2 numbers are real values. Well, let's actually check your astigmatism correction. So we're going from -75. We're going to subtract another -1, which is 4 steps. And we're at -175. Now we're 1 tick mark away from 2. That's because, remember high school algebra, you add 2 like signs together? Yeah, I've forgotten it too, don't worry. Let's use today's term. Someone borrowed 75 cents from you, then they borrowed another $1. They would be 175 in the red. They would owe you 175. That's where we're at, 175 in the red. Now, as I was saying, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. And it's just an arbitrary number. These are real values. So your left eye, again, same far-sighted correction, 3 steps, but you only need 3 steps of astigmatism correction. Astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. It is the fine-tune knob, and we turn that fine-tune knob to 170. Now the frame sells for $150. The Crizal Prevencia adds $119.99 for a total of $269.99. And of course, all eyeglass purchases are tax-free here in North Kakalaki. We are the belly button of the dirty South. So let's dry that off. Let's see if this fits in there. If I can find your frame, we'll see if it fits in there. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I press down at the nose, and it snaps right in. Take the block off. Keep working. I'm going to stick this one on the top. Let's do that. Got to keep my sticker monster growing. I want to go ahead and mark on here. That was another -20. So should I ever need to send you lenses, I will send you the correct size. We're going to turn the fine-tune knob to 170. I'm going to take the pen, stick it in my pocket, put it in above that black dot, and I am getting minus 75. Again, one tick mark away from 1. If all goes well, we'll end up at minus 150. We're going to add 75 and 75 together. And we're getting 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. How about that? I couldn't have made that any better if I'd done it myself. Now your pupillary distance is 63. I'm going to turn the card around. Place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and when we read it on the left lens, we're getting 63 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion of the video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the US. And last I heard, Salmonock, Illinois is still in the US. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local place and just tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side. Again, it only takes 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses. And I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but I'll show you in just a moment. Now, I also send out a selfie request to have your picture on the website. I also send out not only instructions on how to care for your frame and lenses so they will last you for years, but your RayBan cleaning cloth, and actually you get a Crizal cleaning cloth that I should have grabbed. I have your tray, the rest of your permanent paperwork. This is not it. That's why there's a paper clip on there. I just didn't want to show your address, phone number, email, all of that. But so you get your RayBan cleaning cloth, you get my cleaning cloth, and you get a Crizal cloth. I provide instructions on how to care for all three and your case, so it too will last you for years. Now, I field test every cleaning cloth before I ship, so when you get these in the mail and there's a wrinkle, you know it works because you just saw me clean your lenses. But again, I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, when I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip that over, no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. And that neither temple is askew. So again, you can tell these are Crizal Prevencia lenses because of the purple hue. Most other Crizal lenses have a greenish purple hue. This is a true purple hue. Now, Crizal Sapphire has a blue hue, hence the term sapphire. But Prevencia is purplish because it blocks the ultraviolet, the harmful blue light that's in the ultraviolet spectrum. I forget which wavelength the nanometers are, but that way you can tell that it's P for purple, Prevencia. And of course, you're going to get the original packets with my handwriting on there to know that you're getting the real deal. The Essilor brand Crizal Prevencia lenses. So, if anyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more videos. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter at freerxlenses because my username is too long for Twitter. If you have any questions, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website. Or better yet, leave your question or comment in the comment section below the description of this video. That way someone else can read your question or comment and learn from it. So, Sid in Salmonock, Illinois, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription Crizal Prevencia lenses for your RayBan 2140 color 954, which is the light tortoise, and the 50 eye size. I love that. I love the layers of this. You can almost see the sheets of plastic they used before they cut it out. There is a classic dark tortoise, which everyone has seen. It's almost black. You almost have to go outside to see the color. This is a really rich, vibrant, light tortoise. I'm glad you picked this frame. It is a beautiful frame. Everyone usually goes for the classic shiny black, which shows fingerprints. This does not. This is a great one to have. Anyone out there who wants to start a collection, start with this one. Of course, again, this is the Wayfarer, handmade in Italy. Again, you can contact me if you have any questions or leave that below, but hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.